And that's why these folks need some training and support. Okay, I just like this one, and I liked this picture. It reminded me of being on the beach. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. And I want to talk about a couple events that I think are really important. One of them is the Child and Family Services Review. And the federal government spent many years going around and around with people on what the items should be, how to collect them. And I don't think anybody would say, oh, I'm universally happy with that process. But yet, that was a really great beginning, because anyone who's been involved with it can see already how it is bringing us together around a common language, a common set of issues. When you talk to people about outcomes in child welfare 10 years ago, you got a variety of answers. If you talk about it today, you're going to get the three biggies: safety, permanency, and well-being. It's really helped us as a field bring our thinking together. And while it is not perfect, and while that second round of reviews was painful, and was painful for everybody, and we did abysmally as a nation, we now have common ground for talking. It was action. It finally happened, and I think this is a process that we can use to continue to improve. If you ever have time and you don't have something to do in the evening and you want to, you can go to the Indiana, there's a group in Indiana called IARRCCA, ARCA. And these were private agencies that banded together 10 years ago and decided they would collect data collaboratively to help benchmark. And if you decide you want to look at my email's in your materials, you can email me and I'll send it to you. They provide reports now to benchmark for each other against key child welfare areas. And just like everything else, at the beginning, people didn't want to do it. They argued, they debated. The same issue with the Illinois Child Care Association, which has been collecting data in Illinois. We argue, we debate. But it provides us something that we never had, so we can gauge our progress. So we must take action. Part of today's discussion is, I'm going to call it by its whole name, the Foster Care Utilization Review Program. This is the beginning of a new action that has the potential to do some amazing things in Illinois. And that's what we're going to celebrate through the next couple weeks and get started. This is the time for action. It may not bring happiness immediately, but over time, in that next review, when things go a lot better, I think it's going to bring some real happiness. Okay. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. How many agencies in here are COA accredited? How many of you? Okay. Who isn't? There aren't many. Who are you accredited by a different body? Not accredited? Okay. And over here I saw a couple hands. CARF? Okay. So for the most part, we're all accredited agencies. So we have a goodly number of things that we have to do. My question to you is, how engaged do you get with the accreditation? How involved do you get? Do you have somebody come in and just do it? Or do you create teams? Or do you really dig into it and use it as a process of change? Most of us are COA accredited, and they've changed their model with the idea that when you go through this, it's supposed to give you organizational improvement. I don't know whether that's worked this time or not. We just went through our reaccreditation, but I tell you, it was a great opportunity for us to revisit everything we do. We went back through and looked at our program design. We went back through and looked at policy and procedure and how we collaborate. And again, there was no happiness with that action at the beginning. But boy, oh boy, the day those reviewers left, there was massive happiness. And so, but the question for us as leaders is, do we use these opportunities fully for improvement? Because that's a great opportunity. It's going to roll around on a regular basis for us to do that. I was also thinking about your PIP, the Illinois Performance Improvement Plan. How many of you have actually read the PIP? Okay, good. Oh, very good. How many of you have read the Child and Family Services Review Report? The full thing? Okay. Well, you should put it by your bed. You might look at it at bedtime, read a couple pages. It's a little dry, but it's kind of helpful to read it. When I was flying up here, I thought that the PIP is a case plan for us as a state, just like we provide case plans to the families we work with. And when I think about our performance improvement plans, and this is nationally, I think we do the things that we tell our caseworkers not to do. We put 1 million things in there. There are some things that are not even humanly possible to do. I know that's true in Florida. And things that we can't possibly do in the time frame. So I think in terms of looking at the PIP and how we work with the PIPs, we have some work to do. But this is our case plan, and if we want to work it and have good outcomes, we need to spend some time and discipline on that. All right, this is my favorite one. And I was telling Scott Slumka I was wishing Joe Loftus was here because I think Joe and my boss Marty Sennett, both of them, passionate lunatics about the quality issue. And this was also true of Jess McDonald. You could pretty much see him whirling around. And this is a roomy dancer in this picture. You've got to be passionate lunatics about the quality issue. It has to be central to everything you do every day. And so I want to ask you a question. I want you to rate your level of being a passionate lunatic for quality today. How many of you are, do 1 to 100%, how many of you are 25% or less? Oh, good. How many of you are 50%? How many of you are 75%? Okay, how many of you are really 100%? Yay, all right. Okay, my work is done here. Well, then I'm not going to ask you to commit to doubling it, but I'm going to ask you to find somebody else and bring their level of passion to yours. This work is deadly dull a lot of the time. Record review, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Whee! Record review day. Oh, good, I have my quality improvement team this afternoon. Wow, today we're going to analyze unusual incidents. I can't wait." I mean, nobody does that. But you know what? That's what we need to do. Because we need to inspire people to see that this does make a difference to practice. And we've got to be that bridge to take that data and make it information and help them use it.